now we're ready for 174 pounds. We talked about Ed Ruth, the freshman. 31-1, going up against another freshman, Nick Heflin. Here's how they got here. Ruth, the #1 seed. And then Heflin. Ruth and Heflin, 1 and 2. They expected to meet, and they met, or they're meeting. And let's hear from them now.
Ed, great match. It was close. You've wrestled Lofthouse before. You beat him a little bit easier the last time. What are your thoughts going into the finals and then going into the national tournament?
My thoughts are, don't do any more dumb moves. Treat this like a Big Ten tournament. And just go out there and give them heck. Just wrestle them like they make sure they never want to wrestle you ever again.
Nick, great victory. You're a redshirt freshman. Do you feel like you have something to prove?
Yeah, we haven't wrestled yet, and there's a lot of talk that it'll tech me, it'll pin me, but I think I'm just as good. I work just as hard, and pretty confident going tomorrow, and I want to show the world what I can do.
174, Nick Heflin, the redshirt freshman, Ohio State. The other redshirt freshman, Ed Ruth. And Ruth, the talk of Happy Valley, along with David Taylor. Early in the year, he beat Max Lunas from Cornell to get everybody to pay attention to him.
Yeah, absolutely. He, he's the kind of guy that I think has a lot of ability, and you don't really know how much more he's going to get, how much better he's going to get. I mean, he's great now, but he's only a freshman, So.
From Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Susquehanna Township High School, but last year finished out his high school career at Blair Academy, that great prep school, and did great. He was a national prep champion 2 years ago, and last year as a redshirt. He prepared himself for this, the Big Ten and NCAA championship journey.
Well, I'll tell you, we may not have many opportunities to talk about Heflin, but he did a nice job there getting away from Ruth's shot.
Yeah, he did.
And low single leg attempt by Ruth and hooked the bottom leg, and most guys get beat in that position, but he was able to go ahead and bring it to a stalemate.
Back.
The thing about Ruth that you see so many times is you can't stay right in front of him. Right, he's a freight train. He can go ahead, he'll blow right through you. He's got great power. You got to chip away at the edges on somebody like Ruth, get him reacting, get him moving. I don't know if Heflin has that skill set yet as a redshirt freshman, but that you stay right there in front of Ruth, he's eventually going to get to your leg, and he's a great finisher.
First meeting between these two freshmen. Heflin from Massillon, Ohio, Exploration High School.
Big move. Yeah. And he's looking for that near side cradle.
And he's good there. He's really good there with that cradle.
Coming all the way back to the center. He's going to try to reach for the cradle.
He's got it locked, so.
But the nice thing that what. Take a look at that arm right there that you just saw. And that was what was keeping that arm to the outside, was able to fight off that cradle. That's why they didn't give those 2 points right there. A lot of times they give 2 points, but that defensive position there by Heflin kept the referee from getting it.
Jim, one thing about Ed Ruth, he can pick up the tempo just at a moment's notice. And when he picks it up, man, he just keeps going until he scores.
1 minute.
So, and the other thing I like with Ruth is that he changes head positions a few times. A lot of times, he's just like a boxer. He'll dip and kind of put a U shape to his head movement, and it's real difficult to follow. Right there, you see him moving. He's very comfortable with head to one side or the other, but when you see a lot of head activity there by Ruth, you know he's coming with this straight-on shot.
There's Mike Pasillo. He was an NCAA champion a couple of years for Ohio State. Lou Roselli, very trusted assistant head coach by Tom Ryan. They're the ones in the corner for Heflin. There's your rankings from Intermat at 174 pounds. John Reeder just won a Big 12 championship for Iowa State. He was their only winner yesterday, but he's still #1.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Didn't get it, though.
But he counted out of it.
Yeah, but you could see the technique when he had double elbow tie. You knew he was going to the opposite side. He did that U-shaped movement with the head and wasn't able to go ahead and explode all the way through. Probably kept his shoelaces a little flat that time. Wasn't able to get the explosive drive through on the second move.
What a confidence builder for Heflin. I mean, for him to counter that strong shot by Ed Ruth, it just could give him some confidence.
Well, you learn a lot about these guys in these interviews. And he said, a lot of people think I'm going to get tech fouled.
There's Casey Cunningham along with Cale Sanderson. Casey had a great career at Central Michigan and has come alongside Cale Sanderson in his coaching. He's at Iowa State. Now he's moved with him to Penn State. Not only a great NCAA wrestler, but had a nice career in the international. Casey Cunningham right there on the left and Cale Sanderson on the right. Heflin will come on top of Ruth to begin the second period.
Second caution.
Second caution on Heflin.
Set, pause, whistle.
Do you have a sense that Heflin is excited about where he's at? Really?
Absolutely. He's you know, he's got that anxious energy. You know, I wouldn't say nervous. He just wants to get it going. He doesn't want to make any mistakes, and that's where
there's a mistake.
Yeah, that's where Ed is good. He's good at capitalizing on a balance shift, which is what he did. Caught that ankle and then ankle pick.
Wow.
Wow.
And how far would this pin go? Whoa.
That was an awesome roll through cradle.
You know who he reminds me a little bit in that top position, Lee, is a guy that used to wrestle from Iowa State, was Lee Kemp. not Lee Kemp, but Pete Gallia. Pete Gallia, excuse me. But great ability to hover over the top, good long reach, and when he popped that cradle, it was for good.
Cradles Gallia.
Yeah.
5-0, 2-point reversal then. The locked up the cradle, almost had the fall, but got 3 points near fall. Ed Ruth,
he's going for another turn there.
Out in front of Nick Heflin, both freshmen here. Ruth having a banner year for the Penn State Nittany Lions.
And I think this is the thing that separates the freshmen, is the ability of Ruth in the top position. And when you can turn a guy like he is, it broke open a tight match.
It absolutely. Ruth has a lot of offense in terms of pinning, I should say, all off a cradle. He does a lot off that front headlock, getting the leg, locking up a cradle when he's riding, he's draping, looking for the cradle.
And he drapes up over the top really well, keeps a good balance over the top of the man, floats from one side to the next, and anytime that knee comes close to the chin, he's looking to lock it up.
1 point escape for Heflin from Ohio State. Less than 20 seconds left in the second period.
And I know you're happy with where the freshman is right now. You know, but these are the things you don't want to see happen. Giving up points, easy points at the end of a period. If you can come back and get a takedown, that would be the best thing. But you don't want to give up cheapies at the end of periods.
I think Ed is kind of just really establishing his dominance. You know, he's just out there pushing the action. He's already ahead, but he's just like David Taylor, just trying to score.
You see that far side cradle locked up, and now watch what he knows he has it locked up, but he totally commits to try to put the man on his back.
Wow.
Almost got the fall there.
Rick Stahl, the head official, indicates 3 points near fall.
You don't normally see the cradle rolling over the top like that. I mean, he kind of did a headstand and pulled him back over, so it made it almost impossible to defend.
Here's a potential reversal.
2 points reversal. Now it's 5.
Now he's got to lock his hands there.
Yep.
Oh, dumb mistake.
Yeah, well, you can't hear. He doesn't know he had the points.
That's a little unfair, really, but
you know, he just said to the official, "Did you give me 2?" You were right, Jim. He did not.
He couldn't hear. Well, he was holding on to that as hard as he could. But he had both legs at each side, at each ear.
Neutral.
No ability to hear.
6-3 riding time advantage for Ed Ruth from Penn State. So effectively a 4-point lead right now with 1:25 left in the third period.
And here's the point, in a tight team race, in the NCAAs, and certainly in this situation, you're asking your athlete to go for the, get it active here. Make the other guy break and possibly give yourself 1 extra team point with an 8-point decision. Major. Ruth is answering, going directly in with a shot. Heflin fighting that off pretty well.
You know, he's keeping the pressure. I think he's driving Heflin out of bounds so he can get a fresh start. He doesn't want to waste any time being caught underneath.
Shot by Heflin.
Now he's going to whip over there. He's powerful enough to do that.
Ruth has not lost since early December when he lost to Mike Letts from Maryland. It's his only loss of the year.
Great match. I mean,
continues to work hard. hear the crowd get excited. That's the Iowa fans.
Eddie Ruth, the dad of Ed Ruth. He's feeling pretty good right now and getting it all captured. Big Ten championship close here. 25 seconds left in regulation time.
Dad's pretty calm. If you can go ahead and hold the camera like that, no tripod or anything, that's calm.
From Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Give Ed the credit for that 5-point cradle and almost fall, but without that, though, it would be a close match.
Nothing.
Right, and Heflin has really done a nice job of staying in this match. He's certainly leaving anybody thinking that he was going to get killed here. Whoa! And he comes through, and 2 more points, but with riding time, it's an 8-5 victory. There's your Big Ten champion, Ed Ruth, for Penn State. That's their 3rd Big Ten champion of the afternoon, and there's Eddie Ruth. He loves what he sees, and Penn State will go in front of the team race. Ethan Lofthouse did win for Iowa in the consolations, but that won't be enough to keep Penn State with those 4 points by Ed Ruth to go out in front after 174 pounds with only 3 matches left. Let's go to Jim.
Thanks, Tim. I'm here with Ed Ruth, and Ed, I tell you what, you broke a tight match open with those big back points in the second period here. Your thoughts?
I was glad I got him. Really put me ahead, so it's nice to sit on a lot of points.
Gave up a few points at the end, though, but you stayed pretty aggressive all the way through the match. You like this type of action here, winning titles in March?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, even if I give up a couple points, if I stay aggressive, it's like scoring points all in itself. You're still getting the guy's head.
Well, congratulations. You're the 4th Nittany Lion champion today.
Yep.
Yeah. Back to you, Tim.
Good job, Jim, on catching that. It's the 4th Big Ten champion today for Penn State, and this is how it was done for Ed Ruth. And Quentin Wright will be up next to try to win the 5th and go 5 for 5 for Penn State. Wright versus Steinhaus from Minnesota next on the Big Ten Network.